Howdy, friends and neighbors. We're in our 45th hour here. Well, it kind of feels like that. Day 4 of the Continental Congress. We started out this morning in the amphitheater. We heard on the, what was it? What did they call it? I don't know, this, that, and that of taxation. Our speaker, Joe Bannister. It's like, oh man, that's so cool. I wished he'd have been here in person. I met him up at the Libertarian National Convention in Denver. Really nice guy. Got to talk to him a little bit. Dynamite patriot. I mean, all those guys that, you got a big job as a special agent in the IRS and the CID, Criminal Investigation Department of IRS, and you're all big time and you trip over the truth. And it's like, no, it can't be. And started looking at it, started looking for it, and what was it, Sheriff Peel Jackson drew him in a little bit more, and before you know it, he had to go ask his superiors, and instead of giving him an answer, they said, well, yeah, we'll take your resignation, thank you very much. And it's a long story, great story. And then following Joe, he was simulcasting from somewhere, I don't know where, on the screen, Joe Bannister was. After Joe Bannister was Jeffrey Dickstein, who was Joe Bannister's lawyer. And he gave us a PowerPoint presentation. I thought I was pretty up on taxes and, all of that good stuff, in quotations. But I learned a few things today, and a couple of things that I thought were the way that we're supposed to be, and he straightened me out on a couple of things. I got his website and he got his PowerPoint presentation. I haven't had a chance. We're going at a warp speed around here right now. Haven't had a chance to sit down and try and digest it. I probably couldn't digest a whole lot of it with only 2 hours of sleep last night. Anyway, a total of 11 since I've been here. I mean, I'm doing everything I possibly physically can to support anything and everything in this Continental Congress. After Mr. Dickstein, we went back in the committee hole, and then after that, we broke back up into our subcommittees. I'm on the subcommittee for the Second Amendment, guns, and militias. And it was an experience. It really was. There's 3 committees for each topic, basically. One of them deals with the instructions to Congress. One of them deals with instructions to state. And the third one is civic action for the people. And I probably should have been on the civic action for people one, but Bill Kostrick from New Hampshire, good friend of mine, he wanted to ram through some good stuff. I mean, good stuff, outrageous stuff, but pretty good stuff. And he wanted to ram it through. And how do I put this? It came down to, at the final spot, it was like between a hybrid of a submission by Dr. Edwin Vieira and like the thoughts and what we come up with members of the committee and what they thought was right, and hashed it out back and forth. Now, I'm on the one committee for the instructions to Congress, and I didn't want to be on that one because I don't think we should be sending anything to those guys that have been doing nothing but ignoring us. But I wanted to support Bill and what he was doing. I think that was important. And then when I got on the committee, the first thing I did was said, look, I'm telling you all right now, I don't care what the outcome of this committee is. I'm going to vote against it if I can, because I don't think we should be doing that. I mean, I don't even think we should be sending anything to the states, personally. I feel that we should be concentrating more on, we got a list of constitutional violations, and we should be concentrating more on what the people can do to correct these violations, these civic actions, remedial instruction, I don't care what you call them, what the people can do to correct the problem. Well, I guess they welcomed me really well because they said, well, that's good because we have an opposing viewpoint. We can have a good debate. I went into it with an unbiased opinion. Well, it's a biased opinion against the project, but the goal that the subcommittee was attempting to reach, I was impartial about that. And I is what I did is everybody, they had the Vieira document, and everybody said, well, I think this, and I think that, and I think that, and all these different ideas come out, and they're several of them quite good ideas. I was able to mesh all of the ideas and integrate them into the Vieira document in such a way that it actually reinforced itself not only on the Second Amendment, but the militia also. I mean, the paper dealt mostly with the militia more than the Second Amendment, but it ended up being a Second Amendment militia conglomeration that I felt was the best thing for them to offer the committee of the whole in order to to accept it and do the best we could. A lot of people felt that it was too legalese in its language and it was too long. So they ended up going with a shorter version of what actually was Bill Kostrick's. What he rammed that through really hard, but it was his what his idea plus Colleen Golrick, one of the delegates. She came up with a good idea too, and we got it inserted in there, and that's what was finally accepted. It was accepted by the committee, the subcommittee, to send to the committee of the whole, so that everybody on the floor can hear it, and then they can debate it and decide whether they want to include it in the final product or not. It was a lot of work, and I made it in like 5 or 6. There was 5 different versions. 2 using the Vieira material, and 3 using specifically just the submissions of the delegates, which is the one that went through. And any one of them was good as far as I'm concerned. It was an experience of being able to work with 2 opposing opinions, and they were pretty strongly opposing opinions, and be able to come to an agreement and be able to include everybody's ideas. That's why I felt that it was the strongest. I don't care how long it is, you want to say it's too long? Why don't you compare it to the list of violations to the Constitution? Then we'll see what long is. To continue, in the afternoon, we heard a presentation on citizenship, and it was given by Delegate Orly Tates of California. If you're don't know who Orly Tates is, she was the one that was doing the what was it? I can't remember the name of it. What was the name of the case? Barnett.
Yeah.
What
you can
was
edit
it?
this, right?
I'm sorry. It's been a long day.
Bill Bennett? Bill
No,
Bennett.
no, it was Barnett v. something. I can't remember. Anyway, she went over everything she knew, and
Eligibility for the presidency.
I know quite a bit about that specific issue, but hearing it extendedly in a presentation in her own words added quite a bit to it. Quite a bit. And being able to ask questions and everything, it was really good. I'm so glad that this issue got out to the American public. I really am, because a lot of people know about it, but most people don't know about it. And of course, the majority of the ones that got him into office don't want to know about it and don't care, and it doesn't matter, and constitutional living document, blah 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 blah. I don't know what else can I offer you. That I'm meeting a lot of people, good people from around the country. Some of them I know, some of them I don't. After 4 days, there are very few of them that I haven't gotten to know personally and speak with personally, and I know which ones they are on site, and I'm sure in the next few days I'll get a chance to catch up with the rest of them, and hopefully by the time I leave here I will know everybody by face, by name, which state they're from, and